Let's now go over the fifth part of emergencies in first aid and we'll talk about inhalation of poisonous substances. What are the causes and effects? So, inhalation poisoning is seen when people are working in poorly ventilated situations where gases can collect and contaminate the atmosphere. For example, in mines, using charcoal burners in confined spaces, running car in a confined space. So all these can actually contaminate the environment and people who are present there can be affected. Charcoal and petrol combustion, these ones give off carbon monoxide. Oxygen is transported by hemoglobin. Carbon monoxide has got a higher affinity for hemoglobin, or hemoglobin has got a higher affinity for carbon monoxide in comparison to oxygen. So when carbon monoxide is present, hemoglobin will preferentially bind to carbon monoxide instead of oxygen. So this is going to make oxygen not to be transported in the body, and that can now lead to problems because oxygen is necessary in the body for normal body functioning. Other gases like chlorine and ammonia. These ones can irritate and damage the lung tissue. You also have some glues which smell strongly. These can cause reduced consciousness. Someone becomes unconscious and can go into a coma. All of these which are here will actually lead to respiratory arrest. Your respiratory system can no longer work properly. Let's now talk about suffocation by poisonous gases. Suffocation occurs when no air enters the room and it doesn't enter the nose. The room is a confined space where oxygen is used up. Because all the oxygen is used up, that's why it cannot enter and it cannot enter the nose. This can be in places like caves, holes, and wells which have got no water. Let's start with first carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a lighter gas. So this one is present in car exhaust fumes, household coal gas, also in complete combustion of charcoal and in coal mines, you are going to find carbon monoxide. So now how do you manage suffocation? The first thing that you want to do to manage in a situation where someone has been suffocated, you want to make sure that you remove that person from the area where they were suffocated from. After you remove them, you apply artificial respiration. You give them a mouth to mouth or in mouth to nose. If oxygen is available, pure oxygen, you can give them. You need to make sure that you ensure that air has started circulating to that room before you enter to save that person from there, because otherwise you can just end up being in the same also. So you can open windows and doors if it is, let's say, just a closed house. Before entering the closed space, take 2 or 3 deep breaths and hold your breath as long as you can. You can claw along the floor because the gas is lighter than air. So meaning that the gas is just on top. The carbon monoxide is on top. So you can actually get to crawl on along the floor. You are going to remove the casualty as quickly as you can to a place which has got fresh air. Make sure that you loosen his clothes or her clothes at the neck and waist and give artificial respiration if asphyxiated, if they do not have enough oxygen. Now, how about suffocation by carbon dioxide? Now, carbon dioxide and other gases, these are actually heavier gases. They are not like carbon monoxide. The carbon dioxide is found in coal mines, deep unused wells and sewers, whereas other gases as leaking refrigerator gases, compressed gases used for cooking and lighting may also cause suffocation. So different gases can cause suffocation, but these ones are heavier gases. So are going to enter in an upright position because remember these are heavier gases, meaning that they're going to be found at the bottom. You are going to remove the casualty as quickly as possible to fresh air. You want also to make sure that you breathe in at least 3 deep breaths before you can enter that room. Wherever ventilation is not possible and deadly poisonous gas is suspected, use a gas mask to protect yourself. Okay. So you cannot open windows, you cannot do, or you cannot open the door. If there is a gas mask, make sure that you put it on and then you can enter to remove the patient or the person who has been suffocated. How about suffocation by smoke? Want to make sure that you protect yourself by a towel or a cloth that is wet over your mouth and also your nose. Keep low and remove the casualty as quickly as possible away from the area. You don't want to start wasting time there because you can end up also being affected. So now how do you treat someone that has been suffocated by smoke? So if the room is closed, take a deep breath before entering the room and go straight to the window and open it and then leave the room. Then take another deep breath and re enter the room. Drag the victim out into the fresh air and also make sure that you loosen the tight clothing. Maintain an open airway and begin artificial respiration or cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which we are calling as CPR. So you can be doing chest compressions and then you perform a mouth to mouth, chest compressions, mouth to mouth like that, so that the person can start to breathe and the heart can start working. Make sure that you get the victim to the hospital as quickly as possible. Some precautions that you want to take: do not run a motor vehicle in a closed garage. Okay. Keep your rooms well ventilated when using charcoal burners and also other strong smelling glues or chemicals. Use protective masks when working with poisonous gases. Okay. In case of smoke inhalation, this is the commonest cause of death in house fires and will be discussed later on as we get to talk about the fires. But make sure that when there are smoke, make sure you are well much equipped for smoke fires, because if you do not know how to handle smoke, you actually end up dying. Also, you were supposed to be able to save someone. So you move quickly from the place. You should be able to put something on your mouth and like that. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this part. In the next part, we talk about poisoning by ingestion and contact.